Hello, welcome to Sacred Chakra Flow with me, Andrea. It's probably kind of echoey in here because I'm revamping my studio space. I'm lightening it up and turning it into a beautiful, sacred, flowing space. But at the moment, it's a little under adjustment. I'm also honoring my crown chakra by wearing my little crown that I made. I have a choker and I have a medallion of Isis. I love Isis. She's beautiful. And this is by a local artist. I bought this in one of my local crystal shops. So it helps us to honor that spot when we wear something there. We can even take some water, place it on our third eye, and feel the coolness. It's kind of our opening of our pineal gland using our sensory. So welcome. Yes, we're talking about the crown tonight. And if you haven't noticed in my little verbiage, I'm sorry about the glasses too. Like I stepped on my glasses. It's just been crazy, a crazy time right now. And then I went in to try and get them fixed and they couldn't fix them. So yeah, I digress. Enough about me. Please go ahead and share this out. I love that when people can get on board and do that for me. I have been in Facebook jail for a little bit. I like what Emily said. She's like, wait a minute, don't you get to go out on parole? I don't understand why you can't go out on parole. Which, you know, I don't know. Maybe they'll go ahead and, oh, there I am. Now I have to shut myself up. Yay. Okay, so lovely. It's lovely to see everybody. I don't see anybody in my comments. I have no idea why. I know that Be Live Studio is doing a bunch of crazy stuff and they're fixing stuff up and, you know, so hopefully I can go ahead and see you guys out there on, I don't know, maybe you guys can go out and share me out. I might leave this little thing open and have it quiet so that I can actually read your comments and go ahead and engage with you guys, interact. So yeah, this is the new color. It's on my wall right now. It's called Mojito. Mojito, yeah. I'm not a big tequila drinker. I do have to watch a lot of my intake of certain things because I honor my body in that way. I need to be careful. I have kind of what they used to call a spastic colon or labeled with Crohn's disease or all these chronic things. And, you know, the reality that is at hand is I started listening to my body and talking to my body, which we can do. I don't know if any of you listen to Cryon as much as I do. I absolutely adore Cryon. And he is talking about talking to every cell in your body. And I have proven this by healing myself through literally going and chanting. We'll do that a little bit later. And, you know, chanting doesn't have to be going into the temples and learning the correct way to do this and the correct way to do that. I mean, it's all about your own personal journey, your own sacred space, so to speak, your own way of presenting yourself to the world. You are a reflection of every single solitary person out there, right? So hi, Robert. Hi, Isabel. I don't understand why I'm not seeing your comments here on Be Live. So I will go back later. Hi, Mike. Yes, I do love frankincense and lavender. It's amazing. Hi, Krista. I'm gonna leave my little thing over here. Pleasure to see you too, William. All right, now I do love all your comments, and sometimes it gives me this extra energy that I have to like bring myself back down. So let's see. We are talking about the crown chakra, and it's about 4 to 6 inches above your third eye. So you know your third eye is here, kind of where my Isis medallion is. Oh, I know a quick way that I was taught how to find your crown chakra. So if you can put your thumbs in the tops of your ears, you know where your ears curve, if you put it in the very top, and then you touch your fingertips here, and then touch it down on your head, that's your crown chakra. That's where it's constantly open. Speaking of open, you know, with my space being all befuddled, shokare, shokare, shokare. Hello, the light in me honors the light in you. We are all here in this beautiful space. We call in all of the guides, the angels, the ancestral and the minstrel angels, all those ancestors before us, all those that vibrate in our DNA structure. We're going to be talking about the pineal gland and the DNA today. So, hi, Caitlin. Yeah, kind of released from jail. Not really. I don't know if you guys can go ahead and share it out. Maybe they'll take me out of jail. I don't know. Thank you. Thank you for saying I look lovely. I did a little makeup jobby today. All right. So I brought some tools and toys and tricks. So I brought my pendulum. We'll do a little pendulum later. I asked it what yes, no, and needs more information means. You always do that with your pendulum. I don't know if any of you do any divination tools, but they're really fun. And then I also have my labradorite, which I love. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And I was pulling some gemstone cards, and that was my very first look into the oracle world. I use these beautiful Eternal Crystal Oracle deck by Jade Sky. The blue, you know, I love Blue Angel Publishing. They come with these cool little books and special information. I also, of course, life wouldn't be complete, and neither would a program or a show with Andrea. Woo, this baby's shining tonight for y'all. My awesome Herkimer. This one just felt like it wanted to come out tonight. It's got a portal on one side, some carbon on the other. Haley, Teresa, up. All right, so I, store my little crystal in this little nut shell that I found outside. Kind of keeps it grounded. All right, again, I digress. I love to talk about how the crown remains open. So the reason I believe this, I've studied a lot of different behaviors, a lot of cognitive behavior therapies and neuro-linguistic therapies. And right now I'm getting into hypnotherapy. So if anyone wants any past life regressions, I love to practice on somebody. Just PM me. Yeah, so all these different dualities, all these different ways to, enlighten yourself, educate yourself, it's always there. It's just remembering. It's just constantly honoring that and remembering. And to be truthful with you, and this is where I like to be truthful, because if you're here, you accept the truth, you know the truth, you honor the truth, and you trust yet verify, because my favorite people on earth are skeptics. I'm the world's biggest skeptic in my world. So that's what got me to be where I am today, okay? Being skeptic. So when you want to use the word enlightened or ascending, reaching realms, skipping into your Akash, all these, you know what they are? They're tuning into you, tuning into your higher self. And unless you're in tune with that all of those mean educating yourself. So without education and practice, because practice is the only way to enforce the education and the knowledge. You can go through something traumatic and you can wallow in the negativity of it and go, oh my gosh, poor me, it probably happened because of that. Well, guess what? Your cells are listening. Your body is made of water and vibration. And, just like I've told you every week, and I'm going to reiterate, just because maybe somebody's new, welcome all the new members. All of your chakras are energy, and there's 7 within your body. Each one of them represent a color. Color has sound. Sound vibrates. Your body is made of liquid and crystals, and all of those vibrate with the sound, which affect your chakra flow, which affects your body. So that we're right back to the beginning. So I'm in the midst of also, I heard Jack saying this on his show, of jumping out of his comfort zone and putting his thought forward. And I'm trying to do that too right now. I'm putting together what I like to call a little manual. you get past the trauma, it becomes a lesson and an education, and then you're enlightened, and then you're allowed to go ahead and understand the flow of the chakra. You know, I'm not saying it all happens overnight. Some people, it does happen overnight, but with practice comes perfect patience and concentration, intuition, clairvoyancy, clairaudience, clairsentience. Those are all your sensories working together with your physical body, right? And so last week, if everyone was here, if most of you were here, I completely talked about that, you know, and we've talked about the vagus nerve and the soul star chakra and how a lot of them, you know, we all work together in order to have a rainbow. All the colors exist. And so when you have white, all the colors exist. All the colors of the rainbow exist in there too. Ooh, I'm seeing my hearts there. I don't know what's going on with, you know, I don't know what's going on with Facebook. I can't see any of your comments, but I will I will look at them all later. But I see all the hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I guess it's on a delay. So hi to everybody out there. Here is, you know, I'm sorry, you know me, I love the teacher. So here's a little picture of your crown chakra. You see it's lit up there at the top. You know, it's that little white ball. You see that? And it's almost like your soul star chakra because, like I said, it's right here on the top. And I believe it's open continuously. It allows your connection with your higher self because you never have a disconnection with that. It's always connected. You always have these beautiful cords connected with your entire ancestral line, your seeds of knowledge in your garden of life, you know, your grandparents, things that you've learned from, oh my gosh, even past lives. All of these things, and if you were listening to Lee today, I loved her show. She talked about, actually it was her after show, I think, but anyhow, talked about the seeds rooting into these vines. And sometimes you like the vines because vines will bring you fruit and cucumbers and grapes, and then grapes will rot and that becomes wine. So everything, even though it may be disgusting and horrible, becomes something beautiful. You know, it's a polarity. It's a thing that you need. You need two of them. You know, you need that action within you. Hey, Dallas. Aloha. I love the aloha, Tina. Okay, so here's a little picture of me lighting up my crown chakra. You've seen people doing selfies all the time with the sun flares. I think I'm addicted to selfies. You know, I used to take them with my my old camera in the desert all the time. Speaking of halos and enlightenment, you know, you constantly see, this is Lily Moses, one of my very favorite artists. She, and I don't know, we have a connection. So she also holds one of my Herkimers. We're bonded. But you see the halo behind her. It's actually a geometrically shaped halo, which I love that too. And if you think back in all of the museums, if you've ever gone to museums, I encourage you to, if you haven't lately, because that's your creative side. You know, we're talking about our brain and our crown and our pineal gland. And both sides, we have a left and a right. So, okay, so the left side controls your right and the right controls your left. I think we talked about this last week and how you can do different tricks to activate that. And I encourage you to go look that up because it'll keep you smart. So if your crown is blocked, you know, thinking on that, I'm just going with this, you know, you're dealing with, it's not blocked. It's just like you're not allowing your higher self and your divine beings and your lineage and your connection to your cosmos and your higher self and your Akash. You're not allowing that flow through you all the way down into Mother Earth and back up. And sometimes people get really, really trapped in the matrix or the web or whatever you want to call it. You know, they work the 9 to 5 and they live for the weekends and they get drunk and then they go to church and sometimes they go on Saturday night so they don't have to get up on Sunday. And it's just it keeps going and going and going. So that type of energy is needed, you know. I mean, so many people will shun that, but you know, that's needed. Sometimes Mother Earth needs that. Sometimes we need that. And then sometimes we need to go way out there and people are like, wow, he's really out there. How is he doing that? How is he channeling these people or his higher self? And it's hard for us to put into human terms or to get it sinking in. And so that's why I love to use crystals and earth and chanting and all kinds of things, you know, especially crystals, because I believe they're the oldest forms of knowledge on the face of the earth. They hold so much. And if you understand and you know, and respect and learn and educate, and they educate you. So it's more or less allowing the information in and understanding and believing in the magic, you know. How many people believe in the magic of the next pill or the next commercial they see to cure their ache or pain that they can't figure out where it's from? How many people believe in that magic as reality? That's just crap. And how many people believe in the fact that, you know, organic is dirty? Well, where did that come from? I mean, who knows, right? But we're just going to let that go. And I think, as Emily said earlier, you just don't experience that. You don't judge, you don't blame, you don't have guilty feelings, you just don't experience it. So that goes along with our left and right brain. So if you stop living in Tomorrowland, like, oh, where am I going? What am I doing? That creates worry and fear. And you don't want to live in a fear-based society. That's what we've been taught, especially my generation. I mean, we were taught fear like nobody's business, right? In every institution. So we don't want to live in our past lives either. We don't want to go to, hey, Em, we don't want to go back and have to redo our lessons. So we want to live in the now. We use Metatron, and we use our crystals, and we use our oils, and our bathing and our breathing. And all of these modalities to understand our body and allow our heart, our gut, our intuition, our body, and our mind to flow and allow. And if you keep being kind and impeccable with your words, and you do your best, and you love your hardest every single day, then there's no way you can't be walking in your divine self in the now. So if I stopped using things like please, oh, let this happen, because that automatically puts out a negative, right? Because you have to have two, there's polarity. So I just automatically started becoming grateful, because what's the duality of grateful? Joy. So you're grateful and you have joy. I mean, what a blessing. So instead of saying, please protect my children, I would say, thank you, angels, for always protecting my children in the pink bubbles of light. I mean, I just put pink bubbles of light around them because that's what I do. So yeah, always be gracious. I use a lot of things like I listen to Hay House. I stop listening to the news. I listen to favorite authors. I go and I investigate and pick and pull apart every single solitary thing. It's important to keep your right and left brain moving, not to have, you know, amnesia, dementia, brain tumors, calcification of your pineal gland. I mean, your pineal gland is this little tiny pine cone. I mean, it's like very tiny, right? And it's the size of a pea, and it looks like a pine cone, and that's why it's called the pineal gland. And when that is not calcified, your whole creative mind feels comfortable and no fear is involved, and it kind of takes over that left linear side, which is all mathematic and logic, and, you know, can be really overpowering sometimes. And it allows, I love that word, allow, because I want you to allow yourself to love yourself, allow yourself to be vocal. And here's what I had to learn the hard way, very hard way. When I heard that New York thing come back. The real hard thing for me to do was to have emotions, be mad, accept the fact that I'm wrong about things. Like, what, I was 30 and then people said there's no S at the end of anyways. I was like, you're wrong. Everybody in my hometown says anyways. Sorry, I'm getting loud and it's loud in here. And, you know, we just have to relax. And that goes back to being impeccable with your work. All right, I'm going to check my time, because you know me, I can blab like a crazy. So back to where we know where it is, and I showed you how to do it, right? Okay. And you can also do a really quick, like if you're having like, oh, my head is killing me, Nina, you can attest to this. You can use some peppermint. You can put an amethyst and a quartz, and you can, you know, if all of the energy is coming from the divine like this, you can take your quartz point and point it in, right? And if you need help ridding yourself of the mind, monkey mind, and all that whatever, Tasmanian devil crap. Then you put the point the other way and flow it out. I'm telling you, this works. I don't care. I'm opening up. I'm telling you reality. I've witnessed it at least 5 times. I've documented it. You know, I'm not going to say that I can cure all these things and do all of these modalities, but I encourage you to get out there. Oh my goodness. Hey, it just popped up on my screen. Everybody's comments. Finally. Yes, I know, Emily. I did see your third eye activation. Oh, no, you just did it with a client, but totally possible to do yourself. Open that chakra up and get the balance and creativity. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So it's important to balance. I like to also put that energy out into the environment. So you can get a geode, you can get crystals, and you can put them under a tree. You can point it up to draw it out from the earth. You can put it in to draw it in. Just be careful with your amethysts and your purples, which are what you're going to use with your crown, because they can actually, what am I trying to say? Fade, you know, they can fade in the sunlight. Okay. Let's see if I forgot anything. I wrote something here. Do your best, love every day super hard, and tell yourself you are the divine and act accordingly. That's right. Act accordingly. It's imperative that you completely honor yourself and tell yourself that your ego and your feelings and your emotions and your body and everything you perceive in the world around you is reality, but you are in control of changing that and moving it from one side of your brain to the other. And honestly, there's different places to tap on you. Go look at it. Go find your way, the way you would want to encourage both sides of your brain to be together. Okay, you can figure that out on your own. It's a consciousness, it's awareness, it's an awareness of your higher self through your crown. You know, I tell my kids, go do the split egg thing if you can't figure it out. And they're like, they're used to it now. So they put their thumbs in their head and they do this and they touch, and then they start doing this where they pull, and you go all the way down, back of your crown, back of your head, all the way down to the back of your neck until you get to your chest bone. And then you tap. And you say, even though I'm scared of my test tomorrow, I love and honor myself right now. Even though I feel like I don't know any of this information, I love and honor myself right now. And then you cross your right onto your left shoulder, your left onto your right shoulder, and you start pulling that way too. And you can get up higher. And then you come back and you reverse all the way back up. So that's a quick way for you to open your crown and release all of that baggage, that childhood trauma, that stuff that you know is there, but you really can't remember why. You know, if you're old like me, you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, something must have happened, but I don't care. If I don't really want to know what happened. So let's not go there. Oh Lord, I only have 5 minutes. Oh my gosh, I had my ISIS cards out. I've got all of these fantastic things out. Okay, so here's one of the biggest, coolest things. I have this agate amethyst portal chunk slice that everyone's going to be like, oh my God. Right? Can you see me through there? Is that the coolest? Yeah, this brings me so much beautiful energy, and it's hard for me to hold and talk right now, so I'm going to set it down. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, so that's beautiful, right? So also I have my labradorite, which I love labradorite. I'm going to read you a little bit about it. Okay, so this is actually, I'll tell you what I know. It's a stone of protection, and it cleanses and it totally seals your auric field. I love labradorite. You can get it on all different facets. You can get big giant chunks. This is rainbow. I know we've talked about it before, but the best thing about it is it can activate past life regression in your dreams, where you can go back and you can correct things. It can affect any vibration. It can enhance any vibrational medicine that you use and actually put it into motion and seal it within your field. You know, it can take all your new beliefs and all your behaviors, okay, and your bad habits and turn them into good behaviors and good habits. It's almost like, speaking of left and right, this is a good exercise to do. So if you're like, I know I'm right, I know I'm right, I know I'm right in your head, and I can't think of an example right now, like, but if you can think the opposite and go, okay, what would someone else think if they knew I was not right? And then you're putting yourself in someone else's shoes and you're immediately opening your crown chakra, right? You're totally putting yourself up there and out there. Of course, I love my Herkimers, right? Y'all know I love my Herkimers. I use those in my elixirs. I use those to allow my divine self to open. It's double terminated, so it's totally opening everything within you and filtering. I don't have much time, so why don't we, I'll do a little teeny tiny crown chakra pull, which I call it, but I'm going to use my pendulum. Let's see if I can find the comments. So when I did my pendulum, you know, you always ask your pendulum and you thank it and you ask it, what? Can you show me your yes? And I don't know if you can see my top hand, but I'm not moving my top hand. It's steady. Here, let me do this first. So we're going to hide that. Okay. Here's my pendulum, and it's got my sacred chakra stones in there, right? Each stone is represented by each chakra. And I carry this pendulum with me all the time. I ask it questions that I'm just like, okay, well, it's easier to ask the pendulum, right? So show me your yes. So it's spinning in a circle. And then I always, you know, when it stops, I always thank it. And this just goes with your electromagnetic meridians within your body, which both of your, thank you very much. Can you please show me your no? You know, and I don't care if you don't believe in this or not. If you don't believe in it, then just turn this off and don't experience it. But if you want, go to a crystal shop and do this. It's fun, man. You can actually feel the electromagnetic pull. And I always honor the crystal. This one is a clear quartz with a phantom, and I wait for it to stop. Thank you. Can you tell me your needs more information, or maybe, please? So I don't know if you saw that. So the no went back and forth, and the needs more information is side to side, and the yes is a circle. Thank you. And, you know, here, look, it's so cool. It's got a beautiful phantom with rainbows and rainbow stones. So I can definitely ask it a question. We've got like maybe a minute. If anybody has a question, put it in the comments with a question mark, and I will try and answer it for you with my pendulum. Of course, it'll have to be a yes or no, right? A yes or no question, and a very specific yes or no question. Actually, it almost looks like my time is pretty much up. Is it 7:30? Oh, boo. Well, you know what I'll do? I will hop over to my Sacred Spaces page with Andrea, and I will pendulum and Isis. Ooh, Cheryl Evans, I saw yours first. Will I move? Let's ask the mighty pendulum before we cut out. Dear pendulum for Sacred Flow, will Cheryl Evans move? Oh, it immediately is spinning like, hell yeah, pack your bags, girl. I bet you already have something packed, because the way this is spinning, holy cannoli manoli, girl. I love it, Cheryl. Thank you, pendulum. Let's see. Let's do another one. Lori, will I marry one day? Will I marry one day for Lori? Lori, Hedden, Lori. Will I marry? Ooh, yes, you will. It's spinning. Totally spinning. Oh, I love it. It's just, whew. Thank you, pendulum. Feels so good. Let's see. Will I own my own business? Stacy Painter Owens wants to know if she will own her own business. And I'm assuming that means with nobody else. So that's kind of tough there, girl. Yes, it says yes, 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 yes. Thank you so much, Crystal Power. Oh, Stacy. So my other pages are Andrea Jones Stepnowski, my name. Andrea Jones Stepnowski, and you can go over there and friend me. It should be right there. And you can also find me here on the Akashic Academy, which I encourage you to go like the page and become a member for a very small $11.11 a month. And I think you can pay that monthly. And also the Akashic Academy magazine is amazing. Nick is on it. He's very sultry this this time. I love it. So yeah, those are the other spaces. Also, watch Emily and Nick tomorrow. I love their show. It's super awesome. We've got a lot of new beautiful members, new beautiful hosts, and lots going on. Lots going on. All right, let's see if I can find one more question mark. I am going to go ahead and pendulum. Let's see. I'll do two more. I'm sorry I'm running over. I know nobody's behind me right now. I see two more here. I see Jill. Did I find the right man? Jill, did I find the right man? Ooh, I'm sorry. I have to be honest, Jill. No, absolutely not. Sorry, this is the wisdom of the pendulum, not me. I'm just the bearer of the bad news. I'm just the messenger of the pendulum. And as you can tell, I'm talking and doing all this stuff and it still does its thing. So it's not me, it's the electromagnetic. Thank you, pendulum. Oh, girl, I'm sorry. I'm freaking sorry. Okay. Did I find the right man? So it doesn't mean you won't. It just means you haven't yet. So kick it to the curb. All right. And Kelly Jean, you are the last one. You're the last one, Kelly Jean. Then I'm going to bump off and jump and take like a 10-minute break to check on my kitty and my pup because I put them up so they don't distract. And then I'll go back over to Sacred Spaces with Andrea on Facebook and do some more readings and stuff. All right. So will I meet my twin flame in this earthly lifetime? Kelly Jean, will I meet my twin flame in this lifetime? Thinking, I guess it's thinking hard. Will Kelly Jean meet her twin flame in this lifetime, crystal energy? Ooh, you know what happened is I put earthly in there and it's like, hey, I didn't hear that question from Kelly Jean. So I took earthly out and look at it spin and like, woo! Love this pendulum stuff. Hey, if you guys love this, thank you, pendulum. Thank you. You're welcome, Kelly Jean. So, you know, private message me. This is all of the stuff I do. I do all kinds of modalities of therapies, all kinds of ways to help you enhance your creativity and your love. So I'm going to seal us out today with a little sound vibration for your chakra. You make the sound N and G together to vibrate in your roof of your mouth, to vibrate your pineal gland. So here we go. Everybody close your lips and make the NG sound with me. Woo-hoo-hoo! Practice in the shower till it vibrates. I know you saw Emily say Om to open, and that's kind of like also resonating her pineal gland. So she opens up to her higher self. And anyway, okay, everybody, it's time for me to say goodbye because I absolutely am taking up way too much of my time. And I adore you all so much. I could stay on here probably for like, you know what? I could do a marathon. And if I did a marathon, I would raise money for something. What would I raise money for? I would raise money for anything that anyone needed because that's how crazy I am. So anyway, let's come up with more ideas on how to help people see their light, love themselves bigger and brighter every day. And to remember that they're the answer to their ancestors' prayers. And by ancestors, I mean you and me and Christ and Orion and Nick and Emily and Bex. And I mean, everybody's your relative. We share DNA. Activate your DNA through your crown. I love you all so much. As above, so below. See you next week, 7 p.m. All right, I'll go now.